everybody? It is Championship Sunday. That's right, Championship Sunday. Chiefs, Titans, 49ers, Green Bay Packers. So we're going to give you Championship Sunday, what sold, all my championship picks for the last couple of weeks, okay? You're going to get the best of the best today. All right, let's get this thing rolling. We will start with some items. Let's get this set up here, guys. I'm going to keep it kind of fast, hopefully. But anyhow, I got my 49ers football gear on. I think everybody knows where I stand. All right, let's take a look at some of these items. Interesting one right off the bat. We'll start with a sports item. This was a golf bag. Now, this is a mini range bag. It was probably about 24 inches tall. These items are, you see them a lot of times at country clubs, but you also see them in pro shops. This was a Hogan one, a vintage one, and it sold for $100, and the buyer paid $23.95. Good find. And I believe it or not, you're gonna laugh. I paid, I think, no more than $3-4 for this, as I remember, $3 or $4. All right, let's get the next item up. All right, now I had this one for a little while. I thought I was going to sell this quicker than I did. This here is a vintage Kraco CB radio, brand new. It box a little beat up, but it's never been used. I had offers $29, $34. I just didn't want to let it go for that, so I just kept it. It wasn't gonna kill me keeping it, and it finally sold for $49.95 full price, and the buyer paid $20 shipping. It went to someone in Portugal. So again, vintage item. I believe I paid about $6 for this item, and it was a Savers item. All right, let's get to the next one. Oh, this is a good one. All right, I was at Savers. I paid $5.99 for 6 phones, plus there was a system that goes with it, but the system I'm selling separately. I had the 6 phones up. A gentleman who was basically about 5-8 miles from me purchased one of the phones for $57.95 plus a little bit of shipping. And the next day after he got it, he purchased the final 5. So all totaled here, because I got a pretty good deal on the shipping, but all totaled I made over $350 off of a $36 purchase. I sold the 5 phones for $299.75 plus $54 shipping. So another tremendous find, and they're brand new in the box. Again, that vintage electronics. Remember, I told you today was going to be Championship Picking Sunday. All right, next up, a model. I've been getting into models. I have a good friend who's a picker, Brian, and he's really good at models, so I'm way behind him on models, but I've been looking and keeping an eye out. This one I found for $7.99 at Savers. New Artisani Latina San Francisco Galleon. I had many offers. I just kept ignoring them because they were so low. You know, not 120, but 189, that kind of thing. I just wasn't going to let this go. It's very hard. I always price competitively. This particular item, I priced it right spot on money where it should have sold, and it did, $123.95. And this was an overseas buyer also. So if you're not using global shipping, make sure you use the global shipping program. All right, let's get up to next one. All right, you probably saw this one if you watched my videos this last week. So this was just about a week ago. I found a vintage Commodore 64 computer in the box. It was not new, but it was pristine. And the going rate I thought was going to be a little more on these, but they're not. So the going rate is right where it sold at $159.95. I had a lot of people try to get $130. I just kind of sat pat. I put best offer on everything I do. And, you know, you're going to get these people that are going to try and lowball you. You just kind of have to stand pat. You know, if somebody would have come in and if he would have said $150, probably would have taken it, you know. but this person just paid full price, which was $159.95 and $26.95 shipping. I've been happening to get lucky. Like if you watch my video, this is just, again, you've got to get into the stores no matter what, because you never know what's going to come out. You got to know the pattern of your store, how they work, and so forth. Do they bring out carts all the time? Now, this is a Savers item. Savers has got 2 or 3 girls always bringing out carts. And this, as I was walking in the store, I'm walking to the back of the store to see what's going on. There was this item standing up. I wasn't sure what it was, but when I got close to it, bam. It would not have lasted another 30 or 60 seconds in that store. So that's all timing, just being there, just going. Great find. All right, here we go. This is always stuff to look for is vintage, or not vintage, but older makeup, older perfumes. We've talked about that before. This one happens to be an Amway Artistry. I paid $2.99 at Goodwill. I bought a bunch of this. I had about five of these in different variations, and so far I think I've sold 3. The big one hasn't sold yet, but this is $32.95, and I paid like $3. It's a Artistry Ideal Radiance Spot Corrector, brand new. Okay, this you watched my video, you saw this one, and you saw how fast now you're going to see how fast it sold. This was from my Honey Hole thrift store. Everybody generally has one, a store that's kind of like your Honey Hole, or you just seem to always do well there. It's not very well traveled. People don't go to it a lot. This was an LG monitor. Couldn't tell if it was brand new. Darn thing looked brand new. All the plastic was on it. The controls, all the plugs were wrapped nicely, like brand new. I paid $50 that night. Within 8 hours, I had it up for $3.99, and I took a $3.60 offer. Wasn't going to be greedy about it. And the buyer paid $29, and the shipping was spot on, and just a beautiful little pickup. So about $270 net profit on that. Not a bad little deal here, folks. The hits keep coming. I had to put this one in because this is Star Wars. So I found this for $4 at a Goodwill, and this is a new Star Wars R2-D2 USB car phone charger. And it sold for $35, sold really quickly. Very cool little item. Sits in your cup holder, and it does its thing. And that's the going rate, $35. And that's where I priced it, and that's where it sold at. Whoops. This one is not. I cut it off. Anyhow, I'm going to tell you what it was. This was a hunting jacket, since it got cut off. It's a hunting jacket. And I paid, I think, $8 for it, and it sold for $70.40, and that's where it sold at. All right, now, if you watch my video this week, you also got to see this particular item, where I bought 6 pair of Nike shoes on clearance, 75% off. I ended up paying $20 a pair. I have since sold 2 at $70 basically, so $140. So I darn near got my money back. I'm like really close. I've got 4 pairs, so now I'm going to be in the money on the last 4. I should make about roughly $40 a pair. I mean, let me call it $30 a pair. So I'll get $120 total. I'm not a big retail arbitrager, but a friend of mine called and said, hey, go check out Dick's by your house. They might have some shoes, and lo and behold, they did. And they were good sizes, 11.5, 11, and 10.5. So that's what I have. Very good. Look for those retail arbitrage. You hear it all the time. All right, here's the big find, folks. Okay, so again, if you watched my videos, you saw me pick this up for $11.69, and I told you it was going to be about $500. It sold for $499.99 and $20 shipping. These are amazing. This one here, I don't know about this one. I'm going to tell you that this is a crazy one to me, because the way it records on this is what everybody wants, but it's just nuts that it's brand new. When I was in the Goodwill, I almost missed this because it was on the wrong aisle, and I tell you people, you've got to go down every aisle because sometimes these people who put things out put them in the wrong spot. I have found shoes in the wrong spot. I have found other things in the wrong spot. Anyhow, this DVD recorder VCR combo from Toshiba, when I looked at it, I go, oh, it's brand new. But I cut it open. No matter what, you got to cut it open, because if you don't, if you ship this thing just showing that box, you can get scammed. Somebody will say it wasn't what was in that box, so forth and so on. So you open it, you show them it's new, and you photograph that serial number and all that other stuff. Maybe put a little mark on the tag, something. Make sure you cover your bases here. They will still buy it. You can see $500 for a VCR DVD combo. All right, now here's some more models. Now I'm lucky again. I'm in California. It does get cold here. People think that cold for us is in the 40s and 50s. That's cold, and that's generally in the morning. Then it gets up close to 60. But this particular item I found at a flea market. We have this flea market here that runs, I think, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Thursday's the better day, but I do a lot of golf on Thursday, and it's been raining on Thursday, so we've been missing out. But I managed to pick up 13 models from this one guy. I paid $80 total, so 13 models works out to about, I think, $6 roughly a model. And I quickly sold these two Revell Mercury and Gemini spacecraft. They're not very big. Sold both of them for $59.95. There were two of these sealed. The other ones I have sealed. There are two that aren't. So basically, $120. I've already gotten my money back on my initial purchase. The next 11 will be pure profit. So again, some of these models, especially space, certain cars, that kind of thing, are very, very collectible and very desirable. All right, here's one of my earlier picks, and being so raw at it originally, I was looking at a lot of glass for early on. I don't know why, but this bowl just stuck out. This was at a local thrift store, and I remember I paid $10 for it. Beautiful bowl with a magnificent pewter base, just really, really nice. I had it up for $99. I just couldn't get rid of it, and it's a space killer. And even though I have it tucked away, I managed to finally sell it for $69.95 and $34.95 shipping. So the shipping was spot on. The lady sent me a note that she had already bought another one that got busted up. These are not easy to ship because you really have to pack them. But they are easier to ship than some other things because the glass is pretty stout, pretty thick. So this particular piece sold for $69.95 and $34.95 shipping. Didn't make a whole lot, but again, I cleared it out, got rid of it, and it is a gorgeous piece. She sent me a note. She got it fine. She loved it and already left me feedback. So really cool. Again, back into the electronics thing. You can take a look. I got this at Savers. I remember it's $8.99. It is a M Audio Synchroscience Torque and Connective DJ Performance setup. Can't find these anymore. They are basically no longer made. Sold for full price, $79.95, and I paid the shipping. So another nice little find. All of this electronic stuff, there's a lot of it around in my area. So that's another thing. Just please remember that I'm in a special area as far as the price of this stuff goes, and as far as Silicon Valley. You just find this stuff all over. This is to be honest with you, this is my kind of find. This is what I love. I love to find. Again, it's kind of an electronics item. This was a Rapidograph electric eraser system. Now this was sealed. This one here, I did not cut it open. The seals were on it. I thought the best thing here was the trust on this one, and I shipped it out. I paid, believe it or not, $6.99 for this at Goodwill. and I sold it for $79.95 and $11.95 shipping. So basically, just another terrific find. This is what excites me. These kind of items, this kind of setup. When I find that gets me going. Another Goodwill find. I believe this was about $14.99 I paid for this one. This is a Panasonic 200 gigabyte hard drive recorder DVD. Very desirable. You find this brand, it is in working condition. You can get even more than this. I had the box, but if I would have had remote, manual, and the box, then I would have been over 200. So even non-working, don't shy away from this thing as non-working. If it doesn't work, you can still get $70-$80 for it not working. But this thing worked. $169.95, and the buyer paid $24.95 shipping. This one, I was a little surprised about this one because this one took a little while to sell. This is called an Eschenbach SmartLux Digital 5-inch color magnifier, video magnifier. For people who have very bad eyesight, this is probably one of the top brands. I had it for, I think it was $259, and I got a note from a potential buyer that said that his wife was having problems with her eyes. It was really bad, and he explained that to me. And he said, "Would you take $230 and plus the shipping, which was like $30 off?" And hey, somebody sends me a note like that. It's really nice. It's that kind of thing. Sure, I'm going to help you out because I didn't pay a whole lot for this. I believe I paid $19 for this. So I sold it to him for a $30 discount, down to $230 and the $19.95 shipping. And I got a really nice note back from his wife saying it's really made a difference. And I'm glad that I could help out a little bit because some of these brand new are $400 or $500, not cheap. But it did take a little while to sell. It didn't sell right away. Okay, all right, more golf. This was a sweet deal. I received a phone call or a text from my friend Brian, a picker, and I was at Savers, which was right down the street from the Goodwill that he was at. He doesn't deal with golf clubs, and he texted me a message, said, "Hey, Mike, I got a whole bag of golf clubs, 2 sets of golf clubs, a driver and another driver, and a 3-wood. And I said, "What's the price?" They said $39. I didn't hesitate. I said, "I'll take it." There were pings, and I believe some Adams tight lies for women. Grabbed them for $39.95. As I walked in, he was checking out, and the clubs were behind the counter for me. And I've already sold the ping golf clubs. I don't know if they're on here. The women's clubs, I think I sold for $200. This driver I sold for $99.95. I sold the other driver. I sold the other 3-wood. So I have sold all 3, the 2 drivers, the 3-wood. The only set I think I have left is, I think I have the pings left, but they'll eventually sell. $39, and I'm going to make probably, $600-$700. All right, let's go on to the next one. All right, this is a very interesting pick. Savers item, $5.99. At first, I didn't know what it was, but there was a crack, a seam where the engine was, so I knew it was some kind of bottle. And I opened it up, and it's just a car-shaped cocktail shaker. And, it didn't go for much, but I thought I'd put it up, and it sold within a week, and I got $34.95, and the shipping was $23. And this was to somebody in Japan. Another global shipping product. Down to our last 2. I'm going fast today, guys. All right, here's the other set. This is the other set that was in that. It was Adams Idea A2OS, complete sets of woods and hybrids. Sold for $199.95 and $39 shipping, and it sold very quickly. It's a breast cancer awareness set. So, again, I was priced right where everything was going on these. And if you do that, if you price yourself fairly, you're going to get a lot of sales. And this guy sold rapidly. All right, last one up. Ha. All right, this is a good one. You're going to freak out. You'll freak out. This was weird. All right. It's already delivered, already got positive feedback. So I did a NAMBE, N-A-M-B-E lookup. This thing has a lid on it, and it looks like a chrome ice bucket. You know, to me, it looked like an ice bucket. I did some search. I couldn't find much about it. And lo and behold, I got a message from, well, actually, somebody bought it. She bought it for, I was asking, I think, $90 or something, and she said 80 and the shipping was 30, and I said sure, because all I paid for it was like $10. And then I get a note back from her. She goes, no, it's not an ice bucket, it's a ashes urn. So I went from an ice bucket to an ashes bucket. You know, so she even left that in the feedback. She gave me positive feedback, and she said, hey, it's not an ice bucket, it's a ashes urn. And it sold. So some of the things you learn out there. All right, guys. Anyhow, I know I went pretty quick today, but just wanted to say thanks again to everybody out there. Hopefully you picked up a few ideas there. This was basically Championship Sunday. And so I wanted to show you, you know, some of my better items. I obviously have other items that are 30, 25, that kind of thing. But I do have a lot of items that I sell for quite a bit of money. I'm always looking for those big items. So anyhow, go Niners. There we go. Go Niners. I know Commonwealth Picker is not very happy today. He'll be happy if they lose. But if they win, it'll be another 2 weeks where he'll be down and out as his Rams are not in the playoffs. I give him a hard time. So anyhow, guys, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you next time.